It is Friday, August 12th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with our three best picks of the day. We got our game picks, we got one Nerfy, and we got our hit streak challenge coming your guys' way.
As always, guys, just do us a real quick favor. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Really helps us grow this channel. And we had a night last night. Grandma Ellie, I got something for you.
Bang! The brooms are out. It was a perfect day. The brooms are out and fully in. It's Friday. No better time to do it. A perfect game as well. Cubs, Reds, the Field of Dreams, under 9 runs. Started off shaky, gets it done. We had the White Sox plus 1.5 in the under, 4.5 in the first 5 innings. That was another plus value play. And then our Nerfy was plus value, waved the flags. Our parlay of the day on Odds Jam cashes as well. Overall, a wonderful day. Hopefully you guys were tailing. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go do it down below. We certainly would appreciate it. Like we've talked about the whole month long. Every single subscriber we gain this month, we're donating 10 cents to St. Jude at the end of the month. Let's run up that number. Let's keep donating some more money. Hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow as well. But Logan, look, it was a great day yesterday. Let's follow it up. What do you have for the people today on this Friday morning?
Yeah, let's build on it. Let's build on a great game and a great series, right? Going to the Mets versus Phillies game, and I'm taking the Metropolitans -0.5 in the first 5 innings run line, -120 odds on BetMGM's. Currently your best value is Austin showing here. Kind of standard across the books, -130. Probably place this one sooner rather than later. The public loves them some Mets, and you know what? For good reason. The Mets are an absolute wagon. I've been watching what they've been doing recently, and I'm like, oh, this is the game they're going to slip up. No, they don't slip up. This is the game they're going to slip up. No, with Buck Showalter, this team just doesn't have the letdown games, and especially with their ace Max Scherzer on the mound today. Scherzer 0, 2, and 0 in runs in each of his last 3 starts. I mean, what more do you want from Mad Max? He's one of the most locked-in pitchers, and if you casually watch baseball, look, go watch Max Scherzer. He's just amazing to watch pitch. Now, the Phillies sort of have his number, right? 4.25 or 4.24 ERA versus the Phillies and a 1.41 WHIP. So those are definitely higher than average numbers for Max Scherzer. But I think this Philadelphia offense is finally, regressing back to what I think they're supposed to be, right? Philadelphia 12th in batting average, 10th in OPS on the road. And I'm curious to see how they respond after getting shut out by the Fish yesterday. I mean, they had their chances. The Phillies had their chances in that game, but they got shut out. And that's sort of embarrassing. And that sort of thing can maybe stick in their head in a big series versus the Mets. I mean, these Philadelphia hitters also, you're facing Max Scherzer. Nick Castellanos, only 2 for 17 versus Scherzer. Real Muto's seen him a million times, 7 for 58, and that's all not that great. Rhys Hoskins, Scherzer's eating his lunch, 1 for 26. Alec Boehm hits him okay, 5 for 15, and Kyle Schwarber hits him well, 4 for 12, 2 home runs, but he's questionable today. Look, if they're missing Schwarber, I would love that for this bet. I really would love it all that more because he's a home run threat. I think Max Scherzer is able to hold down this Philadelphia offense. I kind of see them regressing, especially after yesterday. Now, who's on the mound? Ranger Suarez is on the mound for the Phillies. 2 2/3 innings pitched and 3 earned runs versus the Mets in his only start this year. That's a 10.13 ERA and a 2.25 WHIP. I'll cut him a little bit of a break, though, because that was his first start of the season. So whatever first start jitters he had, he did not have a good showing at all. Now, Suarez, he has dialed it back in a lot of his more recent starts. He's got a good ERA on the road, but he has several games of 3+ walks. And with a plate disciplined team like the Mets, that means a lot of run opportunities, right? You get a leadoff single or something, and then Suarez walks somebody, puts him in scoring position. The Mets are so good at knocking home those runners in scoring position. They should be able to get them up on Ranger Suarez, right? Mets 14th in batting average and 14th in OPS versus lefties. So middle of the pack versus left-handed pitchers, which is why I think we're getting a sort of favorable line, right? Like this in another world, if the line might be like Mets -170 or something like that. It could be. They're not scared to juice this, but I trust the Mets offense to continue to roll. 3rd best in batting average and 3rd best in OPS in the month of August. This is an offense I just can't bet against, right? Like there's principles I have. I won't bet against the Mets, and I love them in this spot today. Mets hitters versus Suarez. McNeil, Lindor, and Alonso all haven't recorded a hit versus Suarez, which is really interesting. I think for sure they're due today. McNeil hitting 400 this month. Pete Alonso hitting 333 this month. Lindor 359 this month. You have several hitters. A good third of the lineup is hitting over 300 this month. Like, how do you go against that, right? I trust them. I trust their ace Max Scherzer on the mound. And I think we're going to start the day off with the dub there. But Austin, what do you got for the day?
Well, I want you to give out your line reading pick because I know you got one for the people that they might not like.
True. I actually forgot about that note. Logan's line read, it returns for a second. And I'm talking about the fish, and I'm talking about the Marlins plus a half in the first 5 versus the Braves. Look, I mean, this isn't an official pick, and the last time I picked the fish, they hurt me real good. But, it was so appropriate that in the next games following the series, the Marlins covered the run line in all the games except for the one I picked. But I think that line versus the Braves makes no sense today. I think the books are projecting a really good Pablo Lopez showing, plus a half in the first 5. Obviously, they think Pablo Lopez is going to give him a chance, and it's minus 120. That's what I'm saying. Like, normally the books are they don't give out good value on those first 5s on something they don't think is going to happen. So I think they think the fish are going to cover in that one. But Austin, time for a hit streak. What do we got?
All right, yeah, the hit streak's back. That's the only thing we didn't do yesterday, which would have made it even a bigger perfect game. But today we're going 3 guys because we took off yesterday. Might as well come back with some value. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Tommy Edman, Freddie Freeman, all to record a hit, plus 150. Look, we're going to try to roll over this money. If we get 3 guys today, we might hit 3 guys again tomorrow. We're going to keep rolling it. But let's get into my official pick of the day. Wasn't a player prop I stuck out, but I will mention a couple at the end. I like the Rays plus a half and the under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings for that game against the Orioles. Now, this is identical to what we did yesterday, where we're taking this exact line. I'll pull it up exactly where you can find it. Look, you can see Tampa Rays plus 1.5, under 4.5. It's the first half run line, total runs parlay. Now, let's talk about how you can find this. This is bet. You go to FanDuel, you're going to look for first half run line, total runs parlay. You can lock it in. Now, if you don't have FanDuel, that's fine. I do like the under 4.5 runs in the first 5. Obviously, we're going to need that to cash in order to hit this. I do kind of like the Rays minus 0.5 in the first 5 innings. Do you understand why? Now, let's talk about the under first. Both these offenses, won't lie to you, pretty suspect. Over-under setting at 7.5. They don't expect either of these pitchers to get absolutely rocked, and I think that's probably going to be what happens today. We won't see a lot of runs in this one. That's perfectly fine with me. Now, look at both these two teams. Rays scored the 20th most runs in the first 5 innings. Orioles waving to them right behind them, 21st. So both offenses, we like them. We love them. Sometimes they score a lot of runs, but it's not too often you see them scoring a lot of runs. I swear both these two teams save all their runs for the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning where they can come back into games. Now, on the mound for the Orioles will be Austin Voth. Great first name. He's coming off a 3 earned run start. I think he's going to bounce back a little bit today. Not a guy that's going to throw 8 innings pitch. You won't ever see that out of Voth, but he will go out there, probably throw anywhere from 3 to 5 innings pitch, and I think he can dial it in there. Now, you look at his last 2 outings versus the Rays, both coming back in July. 3 innings pitch, 1 earned runs. We can deal with that. And 2 and 1/3 innings pitch, 0 earned runs. Look, that's fine with me. It also helps if a guy like this is only going to come in and throw 3-4 innings. The Rays will also have to see a new hitter or new pitcher in that 5th inning. Kind of hard to adjust when you're seeing a couple different pitchers every single at bat. Now, let's talk about the Rays side, why I think they can win this first 5 innings. And it's because I think they can get a run or 2 up on Voth, but I think Corey Kluber is going to dial it in. At home, 5-1 record, 3.7 ERA, a 1.08 whip. I won't lie to you, Kluber's kind of struggled. 3+ earned runs in 4 straight starts. 2 of those coming against the Baltimore Orioles. So the Orioles have had his number, but you see him, he's been dialed in at home against that team, and I think he will do that again today. We also look at the Orioles, team that strands the 3rd most runners left in scoring position. It's a team that likes to leave guys in 2nd and 3rd. I think they could do that today. When we look at yesterday, it cashed pretty easily. There was only 1 run through those first 5 innings, thanks to the White Sox not running and scoring any guys. It made it a little bit sweaty. But I really do like the Orioles today and the Rays to stay under that 4.5 in the first 5. We're just adding on that Rays plus 1.5 to give us a good chance of value. Plus 105. Look, sign me up. Now, if you wanted to lean, do like Mike Clevenger of the Padres to record a win. I think it was about minus 110, minus 120. So I do like that one. So that's what I'm going to be riding with, though, as my play of the day. Rays plus 1.5, under 4.5 in that first half run line parlay. But Logan, I think you know what time it is. It's Nerfy Nation time. We need the rock music. We need the vibes. We need the flags. We need all of it. Nerfy Nation time. Got to wave these flags yesterday. It was a great day. In fact, the first 6 games on the slate cashed the Nerfy. The last 2 did not. But we're going to keep diving in, and we're going to go to one of the latest games on the slate. We will be taking the Twins and Angels. No one first inning, minus 118 on FanDuel. Now, on the mound for the Angels will be my man, Patrick Sandoval. 13-5 on Nerfies this year, been very solid. And Minnesota Twins, he is a lefty. Twins have been really struggling versus left-handed pitchers. 194 this month. Really, really struggling. If you do know their leadoff hitter, Luis Arraez, normally moves back in the lineup to like the 6th, slot. I don't really know why, but they throw him out in the 6th slot, which is fine with me. That guy's got like a 320 batting average. So they throw him in the back of the lineup. We also look at the Twins. They are for 5th in first inning runs. I was old enough to remember when the Twins were first in first inning runs because they haven't scored a first inning run in 13 straight games. So, Mr. Sandoval, go get me 3 outs, and then I'm going to rely on this other guy to give me the other 3.
Yeah, hopefully Maui can get us those next 3 outs that we need, right? Maui 15-5 on Nerfies this year, a solid record, right? Maui, the addition from the Reds now playing with the Twins. Angels 15th in first inning runs, so middle of the pack. I mean, they have some power at the first half of the lineup, but they are not consistent at all. The last time we picked against the Angels, Nerfy, we got homered on, and oh man, please don't Maui today. Don't throw any meatballs. The over/under set to 8. Right in the range that we normally pick these games at. But I think yesterday was the turning point. We finally had a Nerfy go our way. It was sweatier than it needed to be. They always are. There will probably be one runner in scoring position. The question is, can either of these teams knock them home? We're hoping not. We're gonna fly the flags.
Heck yeah, we're going to try to fly those flags. Go on a hot Nerfy streak real quick. Now, let's move into our parlay of the day. This is always on odds. You go to hit the top link in the description. I believe it should be top link. Go check it out and read exactly why we like these 2 teams. But we're going Rays minus 0.5 in the first 5. So kind of we already talked about that. I do like the Rays to win that first 5. And then we like the Rockies money line plus 250. Go hit 2 straight parlays going into the weekend. We appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. I have a spoiler. If you've waited all the way till 11 minutes and 21 seconds, we got some fantasy football videos coming up live on Monday. So get amped up for those. We appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. Stop betting preseason football unless you're a degen. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.